What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video guys, I will show you several news. First of all, I will show you an update from Marcus in regards to his due diligence that is about to be published. On top of that, I will show you potential rumors about the upcoming lawsuit. Another lawsuit, unfortunately, it might be a class action lawsuit, but everything I will show you in today's video. On top of that, guys, and it is quite interesting and important due diligence, I will show you another connection of Ari Rubinstein and the person who was responsible for the rulings that allowed basically the wrongdoers to make MMTLP shares tradable. And before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section for whatever reasons you want. And let's start with this tweet that was published just 8 hours ago by Marcus. And if you don't know, Marcus announced his major due diligence that should be published basically within the next several hours. And this due diligence should definitely change a lot in our case, but for now this due diligence is on the review. And let me quote you his tweet. Final update, it's last look time. I've sent the final draft to some community members for a quick review before posting tomorrow morning. I hope it will be worth the wait for everyone. Thank you. So guys, this means we have less than several hours left till this review, till this due diligence is published, and definitely I will do an update that is directly related to this due diligence in particular, especially if it is worth your attention, and I will do my best in order to show you all the details of it. So let me show you quite interesting news from this side, basically from the Congress members' activity. And you know that just a couple of days ago, Meta News wrote this tweet, and I covered it in one of my previous videos. Has Representative Ralph Norman completely abandoned the MMTLP issue? Has anyone heard anything from his office lately? And Dennis Neal, in response to this tweet, wrote this tweet. My guess, Ralphie has been turned against MMTLP army after a biased briefing by the same FINRA and SEC bureaucrats who have stonewalled on this for almost 2 flapping years. It's what's bugging me. And on top of that, due diligence wrote this. I believe it was a combination of things. People who were working with that office should have been more hush-hush about who they were in contact with to prevent sabotage. I know for a fact that people against the community compromised Norman's staff. I also know that the same people who were broadcasting their contact with that office were making sure that his staff would not interact with certain people who were trying to advocate for us. I've worked with plenty of representatives that were briefed by FINRA and the SEC that didn't buy what they were trying to sell them. There is more to it than that. And I have to say that it is quite an interesting statement. If due diligence knows about these facts, why in the world he don't want to disclose this information? Definitely it might help us, and it will show even more corruption inside the Congress, and it will show that we have much more forces who are working against us. That is why, guys, I have to admit that due diligence has a quite interesting position in our case. On the one hand, he confirms and he states that he has a lot of facts that might help us. On the other hand, he doesn't want to disclose this information. So, in my opinion, it is quite debatable position. Let me show you another tweet that was written in response to Dennis Neal tweet. Max MA22 wrote this. Tomorrow's NextBridge Hydrocarbons class action filing by NextBridge Investor Group should silence all doubt about TRCH, oil company MMTLP, and BH scam that funneled retail gains to a small cabal via Greg McKay. Yet one more court filing that states the facts. Grateful to congressional aides. So guys, it is quite interesting statement, and to be honest, I don't know who this person is, the only way how we can prove or disprove these rumors is to just wait, and tomorrow or maybe the day after tomorrow we will see some updates in regards to this class action lawsuit. But guys, you know that class action lawsuits are not the best lawsuits in terms of coverage of financial damages for all the participants. The only winning side for the class action lawsuits usually is the lawyers company, the lawyers who are filing this lawsuit. And definitely we cannot prevent, we cannot stop these actions, because if you have just a couple of shares of a certain company, you can file a lawsuit if you have enough evidence that it might worth working on it. So, and let me show you the most important part of today's video. Trevor wrote these couple of tweets, and he said it 12 hours ago. Or look, there is a Laura Anthony and Ari Rubinstein both writing comment letters on the same day to Congress regarding 15C2-11, a rule which has played its part in the MMTLP saga. What are the chances, I ask you? And he also added this. Here is the copy of what attorney Laura Anthony advocated for in relation to Rule 15C-11, 15C2-11, sorry. Some of these briefs were implemented in September 21st. 1 month later, this allowed MMTLP to be listed. Somewhat coincidental, Ari Rubinstein lobbied for same changes on the same day. And guys, here is this, basically it is the screenshot of the document itself, and I want to pay attention to just a couple of paragraphs. First of all, I support the requirement that a company be required to have current public information for Rule 15C2-11 compliant and the piggyback qualification when trading an open publicly accessible market. However, I suggest that a separate market be created for sophisticated and expert traders that would not have the same current public information requirements. So guys, this means Ari Rubinstein and Miss Laura Anthony wanted to have a completely separate market for so-called privileged people or privileged companies that has less requirements to disclose the information. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. FINRA's review process should be streamlined such that all Form 211 reviews are completed in the 3-day statutory time frame. So they wanted to make this process easier and to make even shorter time frames for authorities to discover their actions. On top of that, number 7, it says, in general, additional regulatory guidance is necessary to give effect to the proposed rule. This means they want to facilitate the process of basically listing new companies, listing new ticker symbols without knowing of these companies itself. And guys, this, if you try to Google Laura Anthony and Anthony LG and Ari Rubinstein, you can see on the first link this document. And right here you can find that on February 26, 2020, Laura Anthony and Ari Rubinstein wrote the letters which asks the same, basically to facilitate this process. And just several months later, MMTLP became tradable without knowing of MMAT company. And definitely it raises even more questions to these actions. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. RareDD wrote this. Hi, SEC Lawyer 101. In your blog post, Metamaterials executives John Burda and George Palikros charged with market manipulation, fraud, and other violations. You appear to cover most of the MMTLP fiasco from Torchlight to Metamaterials and from MMTLP to the aftermath of the U3 halt. But what I find interesting is that your coverage is primarily from the perspective of the regulators doing no wrong, the issuers hatching schemes, and retail investors being pumpers or uneducated concerning market mechanics. Why don't you address the fact that outdated information was used to get FINRA to assign the MMTLP trading symbol, and that FINRA ignored the issuer's compliance? Why don't you mention the multiple MMTLP-related questions submitted to both FINRA and the SEC from over 70 members of Congress that went mostly unanswered? Why do you reference the Atlas Trading Group's alleged pumping of TRCH, but you leave out that their criminal case was dismissed by the DOJ? Why haven't you reported on TradeStation's admission that they can't facilitate MMTLP and next bridge transfers to the transfer agent due to the fact that they don't have enough shares? Why didn't you put out a blog post when George Palikar submitted a statement under oath providing details pertaining to Robert W. Cook being aware of the MMTLP corporate action delay on December the 5th, 2022? The truth that FINRA produced the language for the initial and revised corporate actions and many other facts that appear to contradict the narrative you present. What exactly is your motivation for presenting such a biased take on everything related to this situation? Wouldn't it make sense for you to advocate for MMTLP and next bridge share count, as it would either prove or disprove most theories and speculations? So guys, these questions are brilliant. On top of that, RareDD added this in response to Susie Surfer tweet. Susie wrote, obviously she doesn't know the whole story, and RareDD wrote this. She knows. With 25 years of experience, she knows the difference between a prospectus with dates and one without dates. All she had to do is to look at the November 18th prospectus to realize the corporate action dates didn't match. She researched the history of metamaterials in Canada, but we are supposed to believe she didn't read the November 23rd metamaterials PR. I'm also in possession of an email sent to her from an MMTLP holder in February of 2023 explaining the situation. She knows it all. And guys, this means this person, I have to admit that it's some kind of syndicate that wanted to hide a lot of things. And to be honest, one of the potential ways how we can achieve the resolution is to attract more people to our site, and by doing this potentially we might find a whistleblower, and this whistleblower might definitely help us to disclose even more sensitive information that will expose the wrongdoers. And in this case, guys, with or without Congress members, with or without any type of litigations, we will be able to push our case forward even further. And this means we have to spread this information to as many people as we can. And one of the ways how we can do it is just to share this video with your friends and family. And guys, please help us to spread this information. If you think my videos are valuable, share this video with your friends, share it on Twitter, share it on YouTube, share it on Facebook, any other social media that you are registered. Only in this case, we will have much more people, we will have much more attention to this case, and definitely it should help us to find a resolution. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap.